What's going on, guys? Street Riders 209. So on today's video, what I have in mind is putting these HD towing mirrors in my truck. You guys have seen the ones that I have. A lot of people commented that they don't look good, outdated, they look ugly. I've had them on here for about 5 years now, and I think it's time to actually just swap them out. So the ones that I picked those up at on website OfferUp. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with them, with that website. We got them for 70 bucks. These originally were power. Well, not these. The ones that were original on the truck. The ones that are on it right now were not power. They don't have any electrical. Excuse me. These have power. And I'm not 100% sure what else, if they're heated or if they have turn signals. Maybe these are just for the different axes, you know, up and down, left and right. Not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna put these on and leave this cable just tucked in there. I'll come back later on another day and rewire the electrical on my truck for this. As well as, if it does not have blinker, I will show you guys how to add it on here. So this is a pretty straightforward installation, to be honest with you. I'll show you guys the tools that you guys need, but this only has 3 bolts that hold it in place, as well as the electrical clip for the electrical. If you have it, if you don't, then you know, you just save yourself the clipping of the actual plugs. Aside from that, it's just some simple tools to pry up the plastics, and as soon as that's done, that's pretty much it. Your straightforward installation. So let's get started. I'm going to show you guys what you guys need to take this off real quick. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously pop out your door. You're going to take off this plastic cover right here. Get yourself a good set of molding removal tools. These are SIR tools, and these come in really handy when you're doing jobs like this. So first thing you do, slide that in right here, pop out, slide that in further down, pop out. Just those 2 clips. That's all there is to it. This original whole setup was originally tan, as you guys saw in one of my the Silverado transformation videos, and I've done it in black since then. If we get in here, first thing you notice, well, originally the first thing that it had on here was, it's like a foam cover. I pulled that out a long time ago, and my dogs got a hold of it when it hit the ground, so they tore it up. So I never put it back on, but it's just a foam cover that you just pull out, pop out, and that's it. Next thing you have is your 3 10mm nuts, little nuts right here. So you take those off. The bolts come out from behind. And if you have some kind of original style mirror, they will not pop. It will not fall out on its own, because it has these 2 little, well, this clip right here that has 2 little flanges that hold it in place. Same thing goes for the standard ones. Since these were original OEM towing mirrors, that's why this has them also. I don't think I have ever seen any aftermarket mirrors that have that. Alright, so one thing to always keep in mind is make sure you're always very cautious when you're pulling out these bottom 2. Also this one, but mostly these 2, because you could drop the nut easily down in here, and then you'd have to pull out your whole plastic, your whole door panel, which is not that hard. But this video is only for these mirrors, so that's what we're focusing on. So, you know, if you've used your plastic trim removal tool, you're gonna go ahead and grab either, you would go with a deep socket 10mm setup, either 1/4 inch or 3/8. I have a 3/8 on hand, so I'll use that. Alright, so this is my 10mm deep socket. It's a Craftsman 3/8 wrench. So all you do is just break them loose, hand spin them out. These originally don't have that much torque anyways, so also make sure that when you retighten the other one on, that you don't over tighten them, because they can break. So once that's done, I always on these I always focus on the bottom ones first. That way I don't have to be holding the mirror. Make sure you have it nice and easy. There it is. There's one out. Put it somewhere where you don't lose it. What I always like to do is I put my finger on the very end of the bolt and I slide this out. That way I can loosen it all the way and then be able to support it from underneath. So there's the second one. So you guys can see this one's already out, but the mirror is still in place. So make sure you put your fingers underneath it. Don't even give it a chance to try to fall into that door panel. That's it. Once you have that out, just make sure you squeeze these two little there it is. Put a little bit of some slight pressure. Then you're gonna want, this one's a little bit tight, so I'll use some pliers. Alright, so you just get the pliers, squeeze this in real good to where it's nice and tight, and it should just allow you to slide the mirror right out. And that's it. You will have to fight it sometimes because this does tend to stick to the molding. So this is what you're left with. You're left with a couple of holes. That hole for the electrical, and just your weather guard for the window. Let's just do a quick comparison. I mean, just by looking at this, I can already see that there's a lot more room in that mirror to, you know, for safety, also for towing. They both extend, but I could see that I'm gonna like that one right off the bat better, for, you know, in the amount of area that you can see as you're looking in the mirror. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is grab this mirror. So I got my other mirror. I'm gonna stuff the electrical through there. I'm gonna align the bolts, get them in there. I'm gonna hold it up from up here. You take your 10mm nuts, you put it back in. I always start with the top one, because then as soon as you put the top one and it's nice and snug, you don't have to hold it anymore. And you got your bottom ones. Make sure you have a firm grip on these when you're putting them on, because they will slide off your fingers and straight down. Alright, see, this is where my electrical used to be. It's tucked inside here right now, but I know for a fact that this electrical is only a 2-cable plug. As for this is a 5-cable plug, 2 grounds, and it looks like three that are hot, or positives. That's why I got to do the research on these and see what they do. Next thing you want to do is tighten these up. Go back and fully tighten them up once all 3 of them are tight. Alright, so you could feel it the second that you know you have just the right amount of tension. Stop right there, because the more tension that you put, the tighter everything, all the plastics are going to get. So you got to envision the fact that this mirror is going to be super heavy on that side. It's going to have a lot of pressure here. So if you tighten this area up a lot and you go over a real rough road with all that shaking, it's very prone to start cracking from the inside. Something that you will not notice until you know, later on down the road. As you drive it with time, it'll start probably sagging, or you'll start noticing that it's loose, and there's no fixing that then. So just make sure you just don't over tighten. So all that's I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stuff those in there, put your cover back in. That's it. It's literally the matter of 2-3 minutes. That was a very easy install. So you guys can tell, this is one thing that you will always have with aftermarket parts, is that you'll have to deal with slight gaps here and there. I know a lot of people say that they complain that certain mirrors crack along this area right here. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like, again, you know, these were used, 70 bucks. Can't complain. See, I don't need that much. I think I'm more than fine with just the standard, the minimum extension that has. Usually just pull a small trailer anyways, so. There you have it. It's the difference. It's pretty huge difference, honestly. I like those. I'm not going to deny and say that I still like those. I like the way that looks. I'm going to go ahead and change that side now, and then I'll start this back up. Alright, just real quick, guys. Before I change it off, I want to show you guys. It's not the best area, but it's an example. So this is what I have right now. That's as far as I can see. And this is what I can see from the angle of where the driver would be, right here. So sometimes you have to lean forward to be able to see the further down that way. Alright, real quick, guys, one thing I forgot to mention. I have to go back on the driver's side and redo this one real quick. But if your mirrors do not have this, it's like a seal, just more like a seal than anything. It's a foam seal. Make sure you take this off and replace it with this, you know, onto your new ones. Basically, you just fit it right in, pops in place. So once you put this in there, on here, and put it on the door panel, it'll snug everything up. Alright, guys, so the door is done. Just wanted you guys to see the difference now. This is from the same angle. Yeah, there's definitely more area, more coverage on here. I know that this usually you want it a little bit more, that way you can see further ahead, but yeah, definitely better. Alright, guys, so I just got done with both of the mirrors. That's how it looks. Definitely like it. Thumbs up on that. I like these towing mirrors. I don't know why it took me so long to put them on here, honestly. It's a quick few minutes. I mean, obviously the video is a little bit longer, but that's because I'm running around back and forth. I will be working on the rack sometime during this week, finishing it off, and I'll show you guys, and I'll have everything on there for you guys to see as I go. They get dropped off at the powder coating shop. As far as that, hope you guys liked the video. If any of you guys want to tackle this to yourselves, there it is. It's very simple. Ultimately, this is all I needed. So pretty much this is all I needed. Some kind of a plastic removal tool. If you don't have this, you can just as well use a screwdriver. What I would recommend you guys to do is maybe wrap it with some tape so that you don't scratch any of the plastics or the paint. You know, some pliers so you can squeeze that little clamp. And then recommended a 10mm deep socket. If you don't have one, I think a standard one will be fine. I've used the standard one in the past. Ratchet or even a hand wrench, it's up to you. I mean a hand ratchet, I'm sorry. But it's very simple, very easy. It takes a few minutes. It's nothing that is gonna ruin anything in your car. If you, like I said, if you have electrical and you purchase the bright mirrors for your truck, then you should just do a plug and play. You know, you plug it in, bolt it up, and you're done within 15 minutes. Alright guys, so that concludes this video. Hope it was helpful to you guys. Remember, why pay high when you can DIY? Thank you for watching again, and see you on the next one.